everyone. Welcome to another episode of CISTA Girls. I'm your host, Haley Persaud, and today with me I have some guests who will be sharing their information about acid rain. Their mission in school is to have an impact in minimizing acid rain and finding solutions to neutralizing it. But before we get into that, let's talk about why it is important to talk about the environment. When you are sitting in the park, laying down in the beach, would you want trash around you? Or would you want the generation to breathe in filthy air? The answer is no. In order to have the future generation to be in a clean environment, we need to work together and go, because it is important to keep the environment clean. Now, as I said before, I have some guests who will be talking about acid rain. I would like to start with Isabel Bordsket. Yes. And I have Kira Lai, William Wu, and I have Joanna Lee. So they are all 13 years old, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. And they go to the same school and same class, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have some questions here for you about acid rain, and I'm really excited to learn about acid rain with you all. And I'm sure the viewers are also excited to learn about acid rain also. So to begin, I will ask William, what is acid rain?
Acid rain or acid deposition is irregular rainwater made too acidic, usually because of anthropogenic causes. The rain will then cause damage to ecosystems and habitats.
So what is anthropogenic causes?
An anthropogenic cause is a cause from humans or their ecological footprint. In other words, when humans have high demands for supplies and resources, and this leads to acid rain. So we actually just covered human impact in our science living environment class.
Okay.
And we talk a lot about how the rising human population contributes to a lot of the recent environmental issues that we see here today, such as acid rain.
Okay, cool. So now that we know what acid rain is, would you like to tell us what causes acid rain, Kira?
Okay, so the main cause of acid deposition is the industrial burning of coal and other fossil fuels, which releases nitrate and sulfur particles into the air. When these particles get too high into the air, they react with oxygen and hydrogen to form sulfate and nitrate ions, which combine with rain, producing acid rain.
All right, so to sum up, burning coals and fossil fuels create acid rain?
Pretty
All
much.
right, okay. So what are some direct causes or effects of acid rain on ecosystems?
So one direct effect of acid rain is the destruction of many habitats for organisms. So these said organisms, they suffer from either extinction or possibly endangerment, as these organisms can only tolerate specific quantities of acidity. So this poses a serious threat to biodiversity in oceans.
All right. And so acidic rain affects the ocean life, as you said before. So does that affect does it have an impact on trees, plants, soil? William?
Acidic fog and clouds strip nutrients from trees' foliage, leaving them with dead leaves and needles. Then the sun will not be able to absorb sunlight, leaving them weak to freezing temperatures.
All right. So those were some direct effects on acid rain on ecosystems. There is another effect which acid rain is causing nitrogen pollution.
Yes, so acid rain causes nitrogen pollution, which is also responsible for the death of many fish. Humans are affected as well, but mainly because of the gas that causes acid rain in the first place. And Joanna will explain more about water and how it can affect aquatic life.
Okay.
Well,
acid rain is very harmful to fish, which are very vulnerable to acid rain. For example, many fish, they can only tolerate water pHs between 6 and 7, which is close to that of the neutral 7, which is the pH of water. So many fish eggs can neither thrive nor hatch in waters with pH values below 5. For that reason, many acidic lakes have little to no fish life.
All right. So with all this happening, what is already being done on a larger scale to prevent this?
So power plants have been developed to reduce the emissions such as sulfur, and also scrubbers and smokestacks have been utilized to reduce emissions such as sulfur and other harmful chemicals. And catalytic converters are put into engines of vehicles in order to, they have the substance that converts these harmful pollutant gases to less harmful ones. In addition, the process of creating and developing green roofs is also progressing.
So what exactly is power plants?
Where like these fuels are being produced.
Okay. Joanna, you told me that you have an example and some information about green roofs. Joanna? All right.
So here is a model of what a green roof might look like if we installed one on our school. Green roofs are extensions to the existing roof, which provide a high waterproofing system, a root repellent system, and a drainage system with plants on top. So green roofs have many positive effects on the buildings they're installed on, such as, for one, making the area look better. 2, it provides oxygen. 3, it provides shade. And 4, it provides insulation, which reduces heating and cooling costs in the summer and winter. In addition to this, green roofs can provide local wildlife habitats to live in, and also green roofs, most importantly of all, reduce the harmful effects of acid rain on the environment.
All right, so this is a model of your school, as you said, right?
Yeah.
All right, so what are these? These are the green plants, the green roof. And then, like, I see over here, what are all of those?
Those are doorways to get access to the roof.
Oh,
so
okay.
we picked a location where there was a door, and it was also close to the outside of the school where we had space.
Okay, and what's over here in this picture?
That's just another wing of the school.
Another presentation of the other side of the school?
This is just what the school looks like as a whole, and here's the front.
All right. So thank you so much, Joanna, showing us these models. So Kira, please explain how green roofs can prevent acid rain.
So interestingly enough, Jennifer Gillen, who's an environmental biologist, conducted a study in which she wanted to determine the exact effects that green roof had on acid rain. And so she created several experimental green roofs and took water samples from before and after the green roofs. And she found that, surprisingly, these green roofs had a huge impact. Nitrate ions were significantly lowered from the runoff, and in addition, the pH was raised, bringing the water pH to almost water-like levels.
So now that we talked about the larger levels of how to prevent acid rain, what can we do and what have we already done to minimize the impact of acid rain? William?
We can attempt to address the government by writing a letter or petitioning the government to ask them to create more conservative laws for coal. And we can also ask for companies to use safer methods of burning coal and to just use better energy sources in general.
Isabel, what are some safer ways to burn coal?
Safer ways to burn coal would be to just use public transportation instead of using fossil fuels.
All right. Would you like to share what your letter says? Joanna?
Well, our letter is like a petition to the government to speak about our proposal to install a green roof on places such as our school and perhaps local buildings.
Okay. Is your school able to build a green roof?
Unfortunately, because of legal limitations, we are unable to build a green roof on our school. And so when our teacher explained this to us, she also suggested that perhaps we could try building green roofs or asking homeowners if we could, and landlords in a sense, if we could build green roofs on apartment buildings near our school where we could have just as much of an impact.
I'd just like to add that finally, people like each and every one of you can also play a role in minimizing acid rain by turning off the lights as you leave a room, as this lessens the demand of electricity from these power plants, which is where the fossil fuels are being burned in the first place. You can also walk, ride bicycles, use public transportation, or carpool in order to reduce these emissions as well. So no matter how small each action, it builds up, and we can work together to make an impact for an environment.
All right. So thank you so much for sharing some information about acid rain. As I said before, Isabel, William, Joanna, and Kira all go to the same school. And Joanna told us that several schools are installing green roofs, but your school is not, sadly. this is so important, and together we can address the government by writing a letter and a petition or creating a petition. We gathered some information about acid rain. What is your opinions on acid rain, or what is your personal thought about to keep it away?
So, as we have analyzed all the conflicts that acid rain brings about, it is obvious that acid rain requires much recognition from the public. So, as a result, we find it extremely critical to address the audience and inform them about the effects of acid rain and what they can do to help prevent it.
All right.
Um, to add on to what Isabel said before, it's also important for us not to just petition for people to make a difference, but also for big corporations and companies, as well as the government, to really support and find a way for us to make a difference, especially considering the fact that there have been laws that have been created, and yet there hasn't been much change. And so I think that if we were able to really find a way to create a law or to promote these laws, then we would be further able to have a positive impact on our environment.
All right, and Joanna?
Well, just talking about my own school, I know that the Green Team is going forward with plans to install solar panels on the school for safer and cleaner energy. And in regards to that, I think that if we can get a fence installed to remove the legal limitations, we might be able to combine green roofs and our solar panels into a bio-solar roof, which provides benefits from both things and will allow students to go up there and learn about saving the environment and things like this.
All right, and William, what is your opinion on acid rain?
I agree with all of you guys, and I feel that acid rain is an issue that will cause serious problems in the future if we don't deal with it now. So we should start seriously thinking about what to do to counteract the effects of acid rain on our environment.
All right. So I agree with Isabel, Kira, Joanna, and William. Acid rain is a serious problem, as you heard before with these four. Acid rain creates tragic effects. So your school wants to have an impact on acid rain. Not many schools talk about this. Why does your school want to have an impact?
Our school wants to have an impact because we know that even a small ripple of kindness towards the earth will eventually result in a much bigger effect on the environment.
To add on, our school has won several awards for our recycling program and our green team, and our school places a great importance on making sure that we sustain our environment and we improve the quality of living, and so that for our future generations. So like Joanna said before, we have our green team as well as projects that we do in class, such as this one, in which we inform the public about environmental issues such as acid rain, in addition to creating inventions or finding many other things that we can use to help make a difference.
All right. I think that what your school is doing is amazing, and I will inform my principal about this, because even though your school is not allowed to have a green roof, eventually maybe, hopefully, we would have one, right? If there is any kids watching and you attend school, inform your principal about acid rain and green roofs. That will be such an amazing topic to talk about. Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
So as we finish talking about acid rain, on a complete different topic, can you all tell us your own opinion on global warming, climate change, environmental issues, anything from that? I would like to start with Joanna, Isabel, and William.
Well, my opinion on this is that we need to develop more measures to use alternative energy sources and try to not deplete our Earth of its finite resources, because these are irreversible changes and they will affect our future generations.
Okay. And William?
Also, I agree with her, and also, we should try to spread awareness to this issue, global warming, just like acid rain, since a lot of people still don't believe that global warming is a real thing, although it is very real and is affecting our environment right now. So we need to stop that.
How can we stop?
So we can still.
Kira, how do we stop?
Well, we can stop by petitioning the government, or just doing small things like turning off the lights when you leave the room, or turning off the water when you're done using the faucet. And when I was listening to your question, I realized something really interesting, because acid rain really isn't that different from global warming and other environmental issues, right? Because if we think about it, the same fossil fuels that we're burning create greenhouse gases that trap heat in our environment, that are causing acid rain, that are causing global warming, the same way burning fossil fuels is creating acid rain. And I think that, like I said before, there are so many things that we can do, big or small, that really can help us have an impact.
Great. And Isabel?
So I feel, adding on to what William said about people who don't believe global warming is a pressing issue, our science teacher actually showed us a couple of video clips of people who don't believe that it's like a major issue. So
So these video clips were they showing people like saying that how, oh, it doesn't matter, or was it showing things like how they were acting towards it?
So I feel like it showed how, like, in one instance there was snow, and how, like, that you can't just judge global warming based off of that one single, like, time when it snowed. Rather than, you have to really look at, like, the big picture and observe how global warming happens over a period of time instead.
All right. So your school has a green team, and what exactly is the green team?
So our science teacher has the green team, in which we meet every Thursday morning to really make an impact on our environment. And
now does in your school, does all science teachers have a green team?
No. So it's only one green team in which our science teacher runs it. So we have like many different projects that we're working on currently, one of them being the Green Space Project. So the Green Space Project is basically putting together like succulent plants and other green things to make the atmosphere like more soothing and create like this tone of calmness. So we actually did some research about this and found out that like this surrounding actually helps soothe students and relieve stress as well. And Kira would like to talk about the other project that our green team is working on.
Right.
Kira.
So our green team is open to students of all grades and all ages, and so one of the projects that we're working on with the younger students is painting rain barrels. And so basically rain barrels collect rainwater and filter it so that we can find clean water that we can use for a multitude of different purposes. And in addition to helping save water and being good for our environment, this is also helps save money. And so, yeah.
Talking about water barrels, right? We had an episode about water barrels before, so make sure you go check that out. And Joanna?
Well, another thing to add on from our topic from before about how to solve the problem with global warming, I think that a lot of people, they don't just not believe in global warming, they believe that since it doesn't affect them for the present time being, that it is not an issue that they should worry about, or that because global warming, like alternative energy raises their taxes, they're not willing to give up these personal comforts to better the future of our Earth. I think that people really need to be educated on these things because the effects of global warming are way bigger than whatever personal comforts they might take away.
All right. And William?
I believe. I agree with what everyone else said, and I agree that we need to raise awareness over these type of topics, because like it's destroying our Earth, and like in about 2050, if we don't do anything about this, our Earth is going to be a very bad place, and like pollution.
That's true. That's why CISTA Girls is leading the way to save our planet. And what William just said, that in the next couple years, if we don't do anything right now to help our environment, you never know what could be happening in the next couple of years. For example, in my introduction before in this show, I was talking about like when you're laying down in the beach or when you are sitting down, in the park or something like that, you don't want trash around you, because that will just like, that could also affect your mind if you're being in a not so negative, not so positive environment. Because like if you have trash over there and plastic bottles over there, that's gonna affect the way of how you think about the environment, and that's just going to affect yourself, your mind, and everything like that. So I totally, completely agree with William about what he said about if you don't help the environment now, or if you don't have an impact on it, then that could affect the environment later, or the Earth in the next couple of years. Also, CISTA Girls, what we do, a lot of people, they think that the floor is trash, but it's not. And a lot of people, they don't reduce, reuse, recycle, or anything like that, correct? Am I
Yeah.
saying I'm saying correct
yeah.
things, correct? Yes. And a lot of people put trash on the floor. The earth is not trash, right? It is, we have trash cans for a reason. We need to put trash in the trash bin. We need to put recycle in the recycle bin, you know? And a lot of people just don't do that.
So going back to something you said about putting trash in the trash bin, I think there's like a bigger issue about like some trash bins are not designed to like really hold in the trash, as like wind can be very strong and like blow out the trash, or there
Yes,
could be
that's
like
correct.
animals that like can get into the trash and like make it really like affect the environment by like knocking it over. So for that reason, I think our science teacher told us about a group in the past who worked on this project, and they were working on the topic of trash disposal, and they were designing new trash cans that would be better fit for the environment to really like contain the trash in a better way.
About your green team, is this only in your school, or can other kids get into this green team?
Well, as of right now, our green team is only for our school, but that doesn't mean that we can't have this at other schools, right? For example, you or any other student out there watching can always go to their principal and suggest having this green team or having something similar to a green team in which they can really help to make an impact. So if you care really strongly about helping our environment, then yeah, go try it out. See if you can come up with a plan or a team in your school so that you can also help the environment.
I totally agree with you. This is why we have Sister Girls. We are here to encourage everyone. So again, if there's any kids out there looking at this program, please think about talking to your principal or anyone about this, and start having an impact, right? Start doing something so that way we have a clean environment. We can have a beautiful setting to be in. So, acid rain, we're going to talk about acid rain one more time, and then we will start to get to know you guys, because I forgot to, ask you all about yourselves and what you guys do. So, acid rain, I asked this question before, but I want Kira or Joanna or William to elaborate on it. And so your school wants to have an impact, but why exactly? Kira, Joanna, Isabel, anyone?
So our school finds that it's incredibly important for us to really make a positive impact on our environment, because we know that, like William said before, in 2050, for all we know, we might not have clean air to breathe or clean water to drink. And the idea of that is really scary. And so our school likes to think that in doing projects like this or having our green team, we're really helping to make a difference.
Great. All right, so I'm going to ask a few questions about yourselves. So Isabel, what do you do as a hobby? Let's get to know you all.
So I really enjoy ice skating, and I also enjoy acting. as well.
Acting?
Yeah.
All right, and you're in 8th grade, correct?
Yes.
So have you done anything for acting or like to get into an acting school?
Oh yes, I auditioned for LaGuardia, and I also take acting classes outside of school.
Okay, great. Kira?
Yeah, I'm a dancer, so
Dancer.
Isabel has ice skating, I do dancing.
All right, do you do like battement, plie, anything like that?
Yeah, as part of our simple warm-up before we start like working on a piece, we totally warm up like that.
Warm up. All right, and Joanna, what is your hobbies or something that you like to do?
Well, something I like to do in my free time is draw. And then one thing I do at school as an extracurricular is play clarinet. So I play in the clarinet ensemble. I'm also part of the school band.
You need to participate in one of the Sister Girls event because I want to hear you play the clarinet. Yeah, and William, any hobbies or anything like that?
I just really enjoy like reading and like education and math, because last year in the school I was in a math team, and it was like really fun.
What do you do in the math team besides like obvious things?
Doing math, it's just it's almost like a community. Like we all help each other out when like we don't know like an answer to something. Just like right now, like the environment, like we don't all know answers to like everything, but like if we work together, everything will hopefully work out fine.
That makes sense, right? Yeah. I actually agree with everything you're saying. I actually agree with all of it because what you're saying makes sense, you know. And another question. So, besides dancing or anything like that, are you guys considering to be part of Sister Girls and doing beach cleanups, helping us with library presentations? Are you willing to, make recycled items, anything like that? because you're an artist, right? So you could do things like make art out of bottle caps, for example. You can make like bracelets or like plastic bands or anything like that, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, for dancing, how could you do something with environment and dancing?
Well, I would love to perhaps be part of your one of your library presentations or something like that, where I could perhaps put together a dance piece that has something to do with the environment.
Great. And Isabel?
I agree. Like, I would love to be part of your beach cleanups as well, in order to like really make sure that we have a clean environment as well.
All right. So again, thank you all for coming and sharing information about acid rain. I feel like that's an important topic to talk about. And I hope you all enjoyed learning about acid rain. As you know, CISTA Girls is leading the way to save our planet. Why it is important to clean the environment, you may ask. It's important because we want to be in a positive area. You know, we want to have a positive mindset. We don't want to be in a dirty or a nasty environment, you know? We don't want any plastic bottles or anything to be there. We want it to be gone. We don't want it, you know? And the trash can, the floor is not our trash can. We have trash cans. Yes, they may blow over, but maybe we could get the environment to get better ones, you know?
Yeah.
At the beach, there is ones that is like stapled onto not stapled, but like drilled into the floor. That way it doesn't like roll over or anything. So I feel like everywhere should have trash cans like that. And to prevent that, we need to put our trash in the trash can. We need to say this saying in your head that Mother Nature gives us so much things: water, air, food, and if we just pollute it, that's going to take away what we have. And, you know, we shouldn't have that as an advantage. So thank you all for coming, and thank you all for watching. We will see you next time on our next video. So I hope you enjoy and stay green. Bye, everyone.
Bye.